Now, what are the cremaster and dartos? So now back to that spermatic cord. Notice that the cremaster muscle helps to wrap around. And remember, what happens when a muscle contracts? Well, remember, a muscle shortens, right? So if you have a cremaster and it's forming a length like this, what happens when you contract it? It's going to move that testicle up. And dartos is actually not well depicted in your book, but it's actually a sheet of muscle around here. So that's what we have here. Now the dartos muscle, what does it do? It's actually a layer of smooth muscle. So smooth muscle, again, is muscle that can't be voluntary, can't be consciously controlled. So this dartos muscle is actually more of a sheet. And what happens when this contraction, if it's a sheet and it contracts, it's going to become smaller, right? So a sheet of muscle becoming smaller becomes like this. So this contraction is going to wrinkle the scrotum and decrease the surface area. So decrease it, but the surface area means that there's less heat radiating from a big surface area. But if you start to contract it, now you have a smaller area to lose heat. So it prevents heat loss when you actually have contraction of dartos. So let's say it's really cold, what happens? Or if you're a guy, you don't know what happens if it's a cold environment. Typically, your scrotum starts to bring the boys back in, right? So this dartos muscle is going to respond to that drop in temperature and bring the testes closer to the body to warm them up. Now relaxation, this smooth scrotum. Say it's really hot, it's no longer cold anymore. So what's going to happen? Well, it's going to relax, so it's going to expand this dartos muscle. So now the scrotum will also hang more as well. So as it hangs more further away from the body, this causes increased surface area and also cools the testes because why? Increased surface area, now it's further away from the body. Now you have less heat towards the testes, and this is cooling the testes, allowing it to compensate for the increased heat. So I couldn't find really good pictures, so this is pretend these are the testes. So what does the dartos do? The dartos contracts, so when it contracts, it wrinkles the scrotum, decreases the surface area, but when it relaxes, it increases the surface area, smooths out the surface of the scrotum, and cools off the testes. I couldn't find a really good picture of this. All right, then Dartos and the Cremaster. So what's the Cremaster? So contraction elevates testes. Again, notice that the cremaster muscle does wrap around the spermatic cord. So if you have contraction, it's going to bring up the testes. Now, these brings the testes closer to the body. Why might you want to do that? Well, say you want to protect the testes and bring them closer to the heat. So if it's very cold, so it's not only the dartos muscle that helps to elevate and contract and bring the testes back towards the male body, it's also the cremaster working in conjunction with the dartos. So this warms the testes, so this is why the testes, they go upward toward the body in cold temperatures. Now relaxation, what will that do? Move it away. So why would you want that? Well, maybe it's too hot, so you want to cool off the testes. So this is why the cremaster is important. Now there's also something cool called the cremaster reflex. And remember, reflexes do not require a conscious thought, right? So reflexes are involuntary. So now this, like, okay, I've never tried this, but they say there's a cremasteric reflex where you stroke the inner portion of the thigh of a man, and supposedly this will cause the cremaster to contract and move this testicle up. Now, I've never done this, but I mean, I don't think I'm good enough with a friend of mine to actually try this out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is like, okay, it's in the textbook, so I'll take its word for it. Or in not your textbook, but another textbook's. And the thing about this, the cremasteric reflex. Now look at this. This is a guy doing the pommel horse, and he's swinging his legs around. So the cool thing is that, again, reflexes are involuntary. So he's not actually thinking about bringing his testes back towards his his body, right? But what happens if he didn't bring his testes back toward his body? Well, when he's swinging his legs around, what if something else is swinging around and then hits against the handles of the pommel horse? He'll be down for the count. So doing complex movements like doing a kick or flaring the legs, this can also cause this reflex. So again, it's going to bring the testes back so it's not being vulnerable as this guy is swinging his legs around and his yeah, and his scrotum around this hard apparatus right here. Now look at
气
this.
张公。
Now, this clip, why is he able to withstand all that blows? So how is he able to do that? Well, the thing is that the cremaster tissue, unlike the dartos, which is involuntary and smooth muscle, is actually a mix of smooth and striated muscle. So striated muscle referring to, again, skeletal muscle. So skeletal muscle you can control voluntarily. So apparently Shaolin monks, they can, part of their training, they can actually have voluntary control and establish a mind muscle connection where they're actually able to flex and contract their cremaster muscle and bring their testes back into their pelvic cavity. And that, yeah, it's really cool. And it's this pelvic floor contractions in combination with this cremaster tissue can actually move the testes inside the body, or that's what they say. How these monks are able to actually withstand those shots to the those kicks to the groin.